Greetings, good people. Welcome to my channel. I am Nuku, the Horned Dakini, coming on to give you guys a reading. So pull on up. This could be for you, okay? Now, my last reading was cut off. The phone died. However, it was divine timing because it stopped at 33 minutes and 3 seconds, okay? So when I saw that, I said, oh, I was supposed to end it right there anyway, because what are the odds that it would stop at 333? Okay, but I did put in the caption that I was going to come back with a part two. This isn't necessarily a part two, even though it may piggyback off of some of the things that was said in that particular reading. This is not directly going to be a part two, okay? And if you watched part one, so to speak, then of course you'll pick up on what parts of this could be, relevant to that particular message. But I'm pretty sure Spirit is going to give me new energy, new information, new transmission, new channeled information that could be in alignment with what was said in that reading. It was a beautiful reading, so if you have not watched it, go back and watch it, okay? Go back and watch it. Very positive, very fulfilling. Thank you, Sweet Spirit, for using me as a trusted and true vessel to bring about a message for the collective that will soon be here to view this reading. Show me clearly. Show me clearly. I don't know. I'm getting a hanged man energy. Like maybe you need to see something from a few different point of views. Or you are seeing something from a few. You're seeing something different. But I am getting hanged man energy, okay? I am. Show me clearly. The Eight of Swords, Ashe. The Two of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. I'm going to pull 6 cards. I'm being pulled to pull 6 cards. The Magician. Oh, I love it. 7 of Pentacles. And the Hermit. Ashe. Oh, okay. I love that. 8 of Swords, again, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups, the Magician, 7 of Pentacles, and the Hermit, okay? So let's get it, Sweet Spirit. Show me clearly the message. Show me clearly the message. So somebody has pulled themselves out of a self-inflicting bind. First and foremost, 8 of Swords is all about you realizing, oh shit, I did this to me. I'm not powerless. I'm not restricted. This is a mindset that I have adopted. This is a mindset that I have adapted to. I have allowed somebody else to make me think that I'm restricted. I've allowed somebody else to make me think that, that I'm poor, that I don't have what I need, that I'm ugly, that I'm fat, that I'm whatever. These are self-imposed restrictions that may have been built up. The power of the restriction has been built up by what you have allowed other people to say to you or to do to you. Now, I do feel like that some of you have dealt with some type of trickery energy. Somebody came into your life that had a very treacherous agenda. They had a deceitful energy. And I believe that deceitful energy was whatever made you start to question and doubt yourself, okay? But I think that you're realizing that you can release yourself. You can untether yourself to that person. You can untether yourself to the things that they said to you. Because I believe that they were mentally abusive. This doesn't feel like a physically abusive person. They were mentally abusive by the things that they would say to you. And some of the things that they said to you put you in a low vibration that caused self-inflicted binds. They didn't have any type of physical control over you. They was always in your mind, though. Somebody dealt with a narcissist, whether they were a narcissist boss, narcissist partner, narcissist parent, whoever this person is that's responsible for the treachery is very narcissistic, or was, because they feel like they're gone, and maybe you're just trying to clean up the mess that they left in your mind. Either way, I can sense here that, hold on, I need to wipe my glasses. I can sense here that you have or are cutting yourself loose from the residue of them. You're cutting yourself from the residue. I'll show you to that. Yeah. I do believe that somebody could possibly, I think you are affirming yourself too. Like, you're not just physically doing some things to release yourself. It's something that you have adopted, something that you are putting into practice, or some type of regiment. And I know that because the magician is here, right? The magician is here showing that you're not just physically trying to pick up the pieces to your life. You're physically, mentally, emotionally, and creatively you are repositioning yourself and rebuilding yourself. Magician energy. This Two of Pentacles, which is what came out right beside the Eight of Swords, shows me that you are like you're picking something back up that maybe you once put down, that you whatever, because I feel like something helped you make this decision. Because the Two of Pentacles is about decision. It's about learning how to balance doing this and that. But I believe that you have put a pause on one of those this and or that thing. One of those things, the this or the that, you had put a pause on that. Well, now you've unpaused it, right? And now you're back having to juggle this and that. Both of those things are necessary, the this and the that. Name it. It's going to be different for everybody. Place the energy where it belongs. You're this and you're that. You're learning how to flow with it, incorporate it, in harmony. That's it. Thank you, Spirit. You're now in harmony with something. An example. Maybe some of you had stopped practicing your magic. Maybe some of you had stopped manifesting. Some of you had stopped meditating. Some of you had stopped grounding. Some of you had stopped doing spells with the moon. Some of you had stopped doing something because of this heavy Eight of Swords energy, where you welcomed it back into your life. You started it back up. You rebooted it. And now you made the decision to untether yourself from the mental anguish that person, place, or thing had, bestowed negatively upon you, and you welcomed back in some type of magic. Okay? The Six of Cups lets me know too that you welcomed something back in, because the Six of Cups is about memory or past life, whether it is past like childhood, teenage, early years of life, or actually a past life. You remembered something, and what you remembered is the magic, right? And again, mojo is different for everybody. The magic is different for everybody. Again, I just named a list of things that some of you all could have stopped doing that you started doing again. And then I could have not hit it at all, right? I could have missed out because there's so many things. So I could have not named anything that you have started to incorporate back into your life. It doesn't matter. Whatever you incorporated back into your life, it's your magic, okay? Some of you may have stopped music, because I'm feeling a big music energy coming. So maybe some of you stopped singing or you stopped playing an instrument. And music, whether you're singing it or playing it, brought a lot of it brought a frequency into your life. Well, I think because of that situation with that person, that narcissistic experience that you dealt with, stopped you from doing something with music. Okay, so place the energy where it belongs. Of course, that's very specific because not everybody's into music, but I did get the transmission that for some of y'all it is music. You stopped singing. Okay, or you stopped playing an instrument that used to bring joy into your life. Well, now you're back incorporating that into your life. Mm-hmm. I believe some type of memory. Now this feels past life. Some of you incorporated something back into your life that was triggered by a dream. Like you didn't even know that you knew how to do this. You just had a dream or a deep-seated desire or some type of moment of a moment while you were meditating that told you, hey, go do this, or just some type of whisper. Okay, place energy where it belongs. Some of you got the memo to do something because you've done it in a past life. So soon as you started doing it, it started to feel familiar almost immediately, even though maybe for some of you, you have never done it in this life. But you started to do something new. You incorporated something new. For some of you, it's something that you've already been doing. You stopped doing it and you picked it back up. For some of you, you got the whisper to do this thing and you've never done it before. But as soon as you started doing it, it felt so second nature that, but that's because it was a treasured memory from a past something that you used to do. Past life something. And it came back to you almost easily, almost effortlessly. The Seven of Pentacles. See, escalation. You're going from the Two of Pentacles, then you jump to the Six of Pentacles. You went from the Two of Pentacles, then you jumped to the Six of Cups, now to the Seven of Pentacles. I believe this has everything to do with you. Because I just heard that Nicki Minaj. I'm feeling myself. No, it is Nicki Minaj and Beyonce. You are feeling yourself. You are back in some type of rotation. You're back in harmony. I heard that word a few minutes ago, but you are it's like everything that's happening for you right now, you are starting to feel, because I'm seeing a wheel, like a wheel. First of all, some of y'all just got another car. You back rolling. You back rolling. I believe that maybe this person, whoever represents this Eight of Swords energy in your life, maybe you had to get rides from them. Or you had to depend on them for some type of transportation. Somebody just got another car. And if it's not a physical car, which that's what I'm sensing, that some of y'all got a physical car. But if it's not a physical car, then it's you not having to depend on them to give you or to get you somewhere. This could be financially, because the Seven of Pentacles does represent money. So I could be speaking to somebody who's back in alignment and back in charge of their money, where you used to have to wait until somebody gave you money. You used to have to wait until somebody provided you with something. And if they didn't provide it, then you didn't have it. That might be what the Magician is representing too. You started to manifest your own money. You started to manifest your own transportation. You started to manifest whatever you needed. You started to manifest that. Magic is most definitely in this energy. Somebody started to work with spells, rituals, meditations, affirmations, mantras, maybe even mudras. Mudras are the different hand signs that unlock and unleash different energy within, and within our vessels. Okay? Yes, even working with your energy centers, your chakras, okay? But somebody's back in flow. Somebody's back in alignment with something that they either did early in life or in a past life. And I see you being on a solo dolo path, and you follow. It's like I feel like I hear somebody saying, I am never. Uh-oh, somebody said I ain't never getting married again. Since, okay, so the divorce is over and you're never getting married again. But I do feel like, so I hear somebody saying, I am never going to follow that path again. I'm going to always and only follow my own path. That's that hermit. That's that hermit energy speaking up. That's that hermit mode. That hermit mode, because I'm hearing somebody say, so you desire to be single right now. You don't even have a desire to be linked up or locked up with nobody else. It was a long time coming from this situation. Whoever I'm talking to, you dealt with. Listen, this Eight of Swords experience taught you to hold on to you from this day forward. It taught you to never, okay, ever give all of yourself to a person ever again. I don't think I'm talking to somebody who hates the person to the point where you're like, I'm never going to love another person, or I'm never going to let another person in. I don't think I'm talking to somebody like that. I think that you now know what type of person you're never, ever going to deal with ever again. That's the lesson that you've learned from this experience with that person. But whoever it was, they were most definitely a narcissist. They were most definitely a narcissist, okay? Now you've learned to follow your own path. That lesson taught you to follow your own path. That's probably what I'm going to title this. That lesson taught you to follow your own path. Yes, sir. Because I'm talking to the type of person who you've probably always supported what somebody else wanted to do, or what they wanted you to do, or you jumped on board with what they had going on, and it never benefited you. So you probably went through a phase where you felt drained. Well, I'm now picking up on Scorpio's energy for a reason. Scorpio's card is not down here, but I'm picking up on a Scorpionic energy. So I don't know if you are a Scorpio or the narcissist person was a Scorpio. It could be both, right? But I am picking up on Scorpio's energy. But I'm picking up on somebody siphoning your energy so you would not have any breath, any chi to blow into your own desires, right? It's like they purposely kept you binded mentally so you couldn't feed or feel your own path. It don't matter. They gone now. Fuck them. They gone now. You got them gone. They left. However, whatever the case may be, they gone, right? And when they left, one of the very first things that happened for you was you got the nudge to tap back into something that you had probably put down, okay, that you used to do maybe before you got with them, or maybe in the very beginning when, when everything seemed like it was still in that honeymoon phase, and then gradually you stopped doing something. Whatever this something was, as I mentioned earlier, it was your thing, and I believe it made you happy. It's something that you did to stay in alignment with you. But throughout this experience, you put it down. And I don't know if they made you put it down, or you lost, for some of y'all, you lost confidence because the stuff that they were saying to you and mentally, doing made you lose confidence in something. It made you lose the desire. Place the energy where it belongs. If you're resonating with the message, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. Wow. Now, for a few of you, I got to say what I'm being told to say. You left a church. The church did this to you. For a few of you, you left a church. Now, I don't know if you left religion or you just left your particular church, but I am picking up on you left a church I don't know if you left the church, but you left a church to follow your own path. The High Priestess. I told you Scorpio's energy was here. Now she done came out, okay? Yes, indeed, Scorpio. You have arrived. You are in the building. But you're here in such a powerful position. You're in a very powerful position. So this feels like I'm talking to Scorpio people. I don't think the narcissistic person was a Scorpio. That doesn't mean that they're not. That doesn't mean that your person, your Eight of Swords person, could have been very scorpionic, right? But now I'm talking to you who's resonating with this message. You are moving in a high priestess type of energy. What does that mean? You trust your own light and your dog. You have understanding of the who, what, when, why, where, and how. You're not oblivious to what you just came through. You're not oblivious of what they were doing. I'm not talking to somebody who is still in this. I'm not talking to somebody who is still stuck in the Eight of Swords experience, okay? If you're here and you're watching this, you're resonating with it, it's because you have moved past it, or you're being nudged, like you're right on the verge. And this reading is like a little push, okay? Because the High Priestess energy is like it's ready to receive you. And maybe this message is the little push. I wouldn't be surprised if the Tower comes out, because sometimes the Tower is a big old gigantic push, and sometimes it's just a nudge to go ahead and trust your own instinct to jump away from a situation. But I do believe that I'm talking to somebody who has unlocked a level of their intuition, a level of their own instinct, and you're following it. That's how I know that you have told yourself that I am never ever getting caught up in no shit like that again. I think that you are the kind of person who takes lessons and you depict them. You break them down to the least common denominator. And you try to understand the experience so you'll never experience it again. Okay? Ashe. The Four of Wands. Let me pull one more. Show me clearly. Give me understanding on this Four of Wands and why is it here. The Four of Cups. Okay, 4, number 8. Listen. Sometimes things will happen on the surface. And if you're not tapped into and then turned on connected, your mundane mind will make you only see and understand what's playing out on a surface level. I think I am talking to somebody. You see the spiritual meaning in behind whatever it is that you just experienced. So that's why I said earlier, I don't think I'm talking to somebody who heart is hardened and you hate love, you hate the person that sent you through this. I think that you understand the divine direction that this experience was trying to get you to go into. Because whoever I am talking to, you are. Whoever you are, I think that you are you're a powerful person in your own right. Someone may have come into your life to suppress that very thing about you. They knew you were a high priestess. They knew that you were a divine feminine energy. Maybe you got caught slipping. Maybe I'm talking to someone who, like, you ladies, you may got caught up with a warlock and he suppressed your high priestess energy. He didn't respect it. He didn't link with it. And y'all created, light and love in a powerful way with one another. He became intimidated by it and suppressed it. I'm talking, some of y'all, this is exactly what happened. And when you got out, when you finally cut yourself out of that self-inflicted bind, okay? Because really, you just forgot who you were. He never really suppressed it. You just thought that he subdued you. You never really forgot who you were, though. So it was things that I feel like you were still doing, but they just wasn't loud enough. They wasn't strong enough to overthrow him until it was powerful enough to overthrow him. So, for like I said, for those of you, who are resonating with this part, you may have encountered narcissistic warlock type of energy, right? He may have even done something that made you drop your guards, right? Now, I am picking up on something that's going to resonate with a few of you. It's about a baby. Maybe you got pregnant. Maybe you lost a child. Maybe you had a child. Something about a child that made you lower your guards with this person. It's almost like he caught you in a vulnerable state. That's what it is. He caught you in a vulnerable state. It doesn't matter. But this is what does matter. You have connected all the dots. Hindsight is 20/20, right? So you connected all the dots. You understand exactly what he did and how he got you in that position. That's why you're never going to let it happen again, right? He did have a way, and yes, I'm saying he because I'm very much picking up on the fact that I'm talking to females who got subdued for a small amount of time by a man who caught you in a weak season of your life, or you went through an experience that caused you to be weak and he took advantage of that. Okay. For some of you, he caused it. He caused the weakness because he knew that you were a high priestess, because he knew that you had a divine power. He knew that I just heard triple threat. He knew that you were a triple threat. So I don't know what that means. Place the energy where it belongs. He knew you were a triple threat. So he may have purposely did some things to, kind of weaken you. Okay. It doesn't matter because I feel like the universe, and when I say universe, I'm speaking of ancestors, ascended masters, deities, angels, whatever you work with, whatever protects you. The universe literally, it was almost like everywhere you went, your people, whatever, they couldn't touch you because nothing can infringe upon our free will when we're going through things unless we call upon it. The lack of you calling upon it during this experience is what made them not be able to reach out and actually help you. But they was there the whole time and they wanted to pull you in. They wanted to hug you. They wanted to pick you up and set you over there away from the situation, but they couldn't because you never called out for them. But they was right there with you the entire time. The reason you never called out for them is because she, okay, place the energy where it belongs, had your mind subdued. You had put down something that you normally would have practiced. Some of y'all were practitioners. That's what I'm picking up on. Thank you, Spirit. Some of y'all were practitioners. And when you got with this person, you stopped practicing. When you got with this person, maybe he told you, I don't like a woman who does that, or whatever he did. Some of y'all were with people who did not allow you to do things that you were already doing prior to even meeting them. They became intimidated. So you stopped doing it to nurture this thing with him or to satisfy him. You stopped your high priestess path. You put something on pause. You put something up. You stopped doing something, and that was your protection. That's what, not so much protection from him, but that was your protection. It's what kept you in alignment with, it's what kept you divinely, obedient to your soul. But you stopped. That's what I'm saying. Whoever I'm talking to, he caught you in a very vulnerable season of your life, or he did something that made you vulnerable. Place the energy where it belongs. But the universe was there the whole time. As soon as you got rid of him, or as soon as you realized what was happening, you did open your mouth. And that's why I said earlier, some of y'all started speaking affirmations and mantras, okay? Or you started back praying. You started back meditating. You started back manifesting. You started back doing your spell work, whatever. Place the energy where it belongs. And as soon as you did that, pew, here they came. Gave you back all of you. Gave you back all of you. And may have even brought in some new memories from a past life. But maybe you just had to unlock it by going through this experience. I love the way life unfolds for us. I love it, because sometimes we'll think something is happening, but nothing just happens. There is a gem, a jewel, a blessing, whatever you want to call it, in behind every lesson of life. And because we got to be careful not to jump into victimhood, because there's no victory in victimhood, and we have to be very careful to go into that blame game, or that, oh, woe me. All of that is still a trap. All of that is still a trap. So I'm talking to somebody who knows that and who knew that. The Ten of Wands. Ashe. You've learned to care about you and serve you first, to love you first. Ultimately, I could really end the reading on this, because this whole entire experience was to put you back in alignment with that very thing, a very Ten of Wands energy. Because what does the Ten of Wands represent? You taking your own lust for life and leaving a situation that you realize was trying to squander that out of you, that was trying to siphon that out of you. Ten of Wands is about taking your shit and leaving. Taking your shit and leaving, because you know that there is a possibility that if you continue to stay, this situation, this person, this experience is going to put your fire out, and it ain't going to never get lit again. Some of y'all ran for your life. Now, I'm not going to turn this into a domestic violence reading, but if that's your story, and congratulations, you ran for your life. You got out of that situation right on time. But that's what this is all about. This whole reading is about you tapping back into your power, you putting you first, you loving you first, you caring for you first, you starting to see flags immediately now, because all flags ain't red. See, it's easy to see the red flags. We've been taught to look for the red flags, but some flags be invisible, right? Because some people, unfortunately, don't see nothing when they in love, because love is blind. It kills your ability to see behind or through a person, right? But I think this experience for you that's resonating with this, you ain't got them rose tinted glasses on. Not no more. Not no more. I think there's a possibility that you did. Ain't no possibility. You did. And that's okay. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us, that, because let me tell you something, women, we will love the potential that we see a man has until we realize he ain't never gonna measure up to the potential, let alone even be the fullness that he is supposed to be. But we, high priestess type women, maternal type women, women of my mind said women of the water. And not so much just water sign women, but when I say women of the water, women of buoyancy, women who know how to help people bounce back or bounce into themselves, or women like myself. And you'll know if this is you because you'll have some water placements. Like your Lilith may be in water, your moon may be in water, your sun could be in water, but it's more so other placements before the sun. Your Venus could be in a water, right? That, and those type of people, water women, we help other people not drown, sometimes to the detriment of ourselves, right? Sometimes we drown trying to make sure that someone we love doesn't drown. Okay. So, and the only reason I brought that up is because I feel like that there are times that we put other people first that we know ain't good for us. We invest time and love and energy and healing and all of that stuff into someone that, we tunnel vision. We don't want to hear what nobody else got to say about them. We ignore them flags, or somebody will tell us that the flag is red, but we tell ourselves, no, it's pink. He loves me. He loves me, right? Whole time, right? Whole time. The 8 of Cups. That's about leaving a situation, right? You don't put up any resistance when it's time to leave, or when it was time to leave. I'm not talking to somebody. Okay, listen, earlier I said I'm talking to somebody who's currently in this. I feel like I'm talking to somebody, I'm picking up on a past timeline where you came through it. Or if you're presently going through this, you're not putting up any resistance. You are currently packing your bags as we speak, or you are creating your exit plan as we speak, or as I speak. Okay? I am talking to someone who knows that it is time to go, or who knew that it was time to go, because you put 2 and 2 together and it equaled 4. You stopped lying to yourself and trying to make it equal something else. You stopped lying to yourself, or taking up for that person, or taking up for that experience, telling yourself that it was something that it wasn't. I'm talking to somebody who has admitted this is overwhelming. It's no longer fulfilling. I'm over it. It does not work. It does not feed me. It's causing me to give more of myself, and I'm getting nothing in return. There's no reciprocity. I don't care how much good is still left in the situation. It's not good enough. I'm ready to go, and I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm going over that way because there is something else for me, and I can't get it if I stay here. I'm losing myself if I stay here. So you're leaving, or you left. So I'm ending this reading. If it was yours, I hope that it gave you what you needed, whether you needed confirmation or whether you needed inspiration. Wherever this landed within your soul's essence, I hope that it fed you. Congratulations, as I mentioned earlier, to those of you who got out of a situation right on time. And even if it wasn't, it might not have had anything to do with abuse, right? But I did pick up on just a little, domestic violence. But it's for whoever is resonating with this, congratulations, because we all know people, women, who didn't survive these type of situations, whether they were unalived because they stayed too long and didn't get a chance to get away. Oh, look at my earring, just bullshitting. That's crazy. Or if, their narcissist partner just kept feeding them, what they needed to hear during a weakness and kept them there. Because we all know women who, no matter what, their narcissist person is always able to get in their head. No matter what the best friend is saying, the mama is saying, the sisters are saying, the children are saying, his words are louder, bigger, and more powerful. Okay? So we know women who don't understand or remember who they are. But kudos to those of you who do and did. And you're back in your power. Okay? All right, good people. Thank you for watching. I'll be back a little later to do another reading. Peace.